Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great Saturday afternoon of racing, Saturday evening for those of us across the pond over the United Kingdom. Welcome in. This is presented by the GTRC, the Gran Turismo racing community, and it is finale night, ladies and gentlemen. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, let's get ready to race for a championship. Let's go. All right, so today we are crowning that's right, you heard me correct, ladies and gentlemen, two champions here today. We don't have any stream sound. Come on. There it is. All right. So here we are. As you can see, we're just in the final screen here. We're going to right away today, ladies and gentlemen, bring up some standings here, because this is championship day. So let's break it down for you, ladies and gentlemen, right away here today. Alright, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is our standings coming into the final round here today. We have two divisions, ladies and gentlemen, if you're unsure of what's happening here. So we are in the United States of America. Cartier West Gaming coming in with a massive thumbs up. How you doing, my guy? Much love. Appreciate you being here. So the pro division here today, we do have Doug Barrow leading the charge today with 79 points. Hairraiser with 70. Mike Mates with 53, Ibra with 45, and Supra with 34. So Doug has a 9-point advantage on Hairraiser coming into the final race here today at Watkins Glen. Going over to the other side of the bracket to the AM guys, who have been putting on some incredible races here in the latter half of the season. We have Trone Colby leading the charge by 10 points over Type R, but Barr, who's missed a couple races this season, quickly charging up that list. This point spread from Barr to Trone Colby might be a little too far, but definitely still a chance there for Type R to get ahead of Trone Colby if he can finish in first, and Trone Colby has something drastic happen here to him today. So we definitely have some position changing happening here for our top three finishers in both these divisions, but who will be the champions? We'll find out shortly. We are 4 minutes away from qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be huge, absolutely huge. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up? No, we do have some video now. Okay, so we got some sound working here. This is a new overlay. It may have some bugs and kinks, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with. If things go wonky, it's going to happen from time to time. So we're just waiting to get these guys kicked off here, and as soon as this qualifying starts, we're going to kick it on track for everybody and see what these liveries look like. It's championship weekend, so I definitely would imagine we're going to see some different liveries on some of the drivers than we've seen all season long, and I can guarantee you that the amateur drivers are fired up. These guys have been having so much fun in this series, driving against these pro guys, having their own set of points and their own championship to run for has really amped up their energy levels, and these guys have been putting on a pretty good show here in the series. So I guess the biggest question is today, overall in the race, are we going to see the pro drivers on top, or are we going to see the amateur drivers on top? Because I got to tell you, there's some of these amateur drivers in the field here today who've been running with the best of the pro drivers all season long, and it's going to be exciting. So 3 minutes till race time, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing today? Hey, love you, Nuclear. Appreciate you, brother. So this is being broadcast on, of course, the GTRC YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Head over to YouTube, put in GTRC in capital letters, search it, and when you get to the logo that you see on the screen, minus it's in a black background, just hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, throw these guys a sub. They're 27 subs away from hitting that all-important 100 subscribers mark for the league. That gives them a few more options on their page and ways that they can operate their YouTube channel, and for more efficiency, and of course to get more reach out there to keep growing. It's free to do as well, ladies and gentlemen, so head over to the GTRC YouTube channel And smash that subscribe button for me while you're there. Hit a like and a share on the stream too for him. Really push it out there for him here today. It's finale night. It's going to be a bang up race, ladies and gentlemen. This Miata series has been fire since it started, and it's going to end with an absolute bang, and that I can promise you. So these guys have been practicing and testing and tuning all week long, and this is going to be a close race. I mean, this Watkins, ladies and gentlemen, this track is a racer's racetrack. Vic coming in with the thumbs up. How we doing, my guy? Appreciate you. So 2 minutes, 1 minute, chat, 1 minute. Let's get rid of these standings. Sick, I'm coming in with the sub over there on GT45 Gaming's YouTube. Much love, brother. We appreciate you over there. Alright, so we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost ready to kick this qualifier off. Typically, it's about a 10-minute qualifying run for these guys, so we are going to see 5 full hot laps for these drivers here today. It is soft tires only, so the drivers are racing on the racing soft tires. They have the best grip tires underneath these cars, and there's going to be a stop. Now, is it a 2-stop? We don't know. Most likely, we are going to see a 1-stop style race here today, but these drivers are going to be pushing a little extra today to try and get those positions. They need to move themselves up the point standings, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out for them here today. So we're just switching the lobby over now, as everybody can see there, and bang, it's quality time, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head over to the racetrack. Can you hear me now? All right, we have some audio. Fantastic. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is a brand new overlay, and we're going to have a few kinks to work out in it. This audio thing was definitely one of them here today. So no matter how much you test these things, they always give you some kind of difficulty. So I do apologize. At least we had some game sound for you guys for the time being, but we are back. So we are qualifying, and we just officially ran our first set of hot laps here. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys missed some great commentary there too. Streaming is so fun. But we do have Doug Barrow currently sitting on pole position. 1 second penalty is going to ruin this lap for him. That's unfortunate for Doug. So currently sitting on pole with a 156.633. We have Mike 3Mage here, who is currently sitting in those championship standings as well. Sitting here in second overall. So you're going to be looking for him to be pushing hard here today as well. Pro driver, we got Hairraiser also sitting in the standings in the pro side. So our top three drivers leading the charge here in qualifying very early on, sitting in the top three in qualifying, and woo! Hairraiser getting it just a little bit wrong there, and that's going to ruin that lap for Hairraiser. So really unfortunate. We have Tro and Kobe here, our championship standings leader for our amateur guys. Oh, and he's going to come out. Great job by 750 to recognize that situation happening there. Woo! Scary moments here in qualifying today, and this is just a little taste of what we should be able to expect here in the race today, because these guys are absolutely going to send this thing and push it as hard as they can to win these races, to get these points, to move themselves up the standings. This is it. It's all or nothing. There is no tomorrow, there is no next week for this series. It all ends here today, folks. So Magic Man 5500 here, you can see a little bit of rubber banding here from him. These drivers do a really good job of communicating with each other in behind the scenes through their teams and through their radios, of course. So a little bit of contact there, but nothing too major from those two drivers. We got Tap here as well, and he's got a little bit of a different livery rocking and rolling today. One of our pro drivers on track. We got Bar 27, who is in third overall in our amateur side of things. Of course, a pro driver misqualified. He had just a terrible qualifying session for this particular series, and he found himself down in the amateur division, and he's finding himself with some pretty good competition down there in Tro and Colby. As you can see, was our AM leader coming into today, chasing him, using that slipstream here to try and get the absolute best time we can. And both these drivers sitting 6th and 9th in qualifying here so far. We got Supra here, a pro driver, only sitting in 10th, so he hasn't had the best run. We got Pappy's in pit lane here. I believe he's going to have a quali ban potentially for this race. We have 750 here in 13th and Sikkim here in 14th. So yeah, we are seeing some fast people here today. Oh, Doug getting it wrong, coming around that final left-hander there. Fairly sharp corner. So you can see these drivers are really pushing. Not sure how I feel about that name. It's hard for me to say it too, brother. Trust me. Trust me. Hairraiser here sitting in 4th place. Little inside joke, ladies and gentlemen. One of my teammates on the sim racing team that I'm very honored to race with. His name, of course, is Magic Man. So it throws a little bit of confusion even for the commentator here as well, because it makes me think of him right away, and it's a different driver. But we have Pagums sitting on pole currently with a 156.358. Pagums is a reserve, but this is a very quick reserve driver. He is absolutely pro division status here. And if anybody's going to give Doug Barrow a big run for their money today, it's definitely going to be TPC Pagums. So we got to watch out for this guy, as he is very quick. Doug Barrow here in second. He just hasn't had a couple of good laps, so don't count Doug out yet. We got Mike here in 3rd place, and you can see the time split is not very big between the drivers. First to second is only 2 3/4 tenths. Call it 3/10 of a second. Less than a tenth between Doug and Mike, and then there's a bit of a gap between him and the rest of the field. Half a second, 4th place driver Hairraiser. Tap is moved himself up into 5th place. We've seen Supra just bounce up into 4th place, so the pro drivers starting to show their pace here today. And then Tro and Kobe is the first of our amateur drivers, sitting in 7th, with Bar in 8th, with Sikkim in 9th. Pro driver on that banner for him as well. Type R's here sitting in 10th place. So he'd be 3rd place in the amateur side of things. We got 750 as well in the amateurs. We got Magic Man 5500 in the AM division as well. And Happy Pappy will have to start at the back of this grid due to, I'm assuming, a qualifying ban. And Unseen Throne here as well, our final amateur driver here. So Happy Pappy's been having a good series for himself as well. So he's got his work cut out for him. He's going to be starting on the back of the grid. So there are qualifying bans based off of previous races. So driver that has a big incident on track or breaks one of the rules or something like that, could potentially get a qualifying ban in their next race that they participate in that particular series. And that looks like that is the case here for Happy Pappy today. I am only speculating, but we've seen it a few times here over the seasons with the GTRC community. They have a great set of rules in place, and you can see that the drivers do respect that those rules are there for a reason. And of course, Happy Pappy City happy to sit there and up to the challenge to try and run his way from the back of the pack. We know he can do it. We've seen him practicing. He was looking pretty good, so it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table here. We see Pigham's pulling over at the end of turn 1 here. We're going to see this from Doug as well as he comes across the line here with a 150. Ooh, nice time by Doug, stealing pole position with a 156.029. Doug Barrow stealing that pole from Pigham's and going, hey buddy, I'm the championship leader for a reason here. Watch yourself. Catch me if you can. Mike coming in right now too as well. He's on a hot lap, and Doug Barrow just absolutely stealing that lap from Pigham's right on the final run there. Let's see what Mike can do. Is he's up by almost 3/10. That could put him up ahead of a couple of drivers here as he's coming around. We're going to keep our eye on him to see this corner. He gets a little bit of slide around that corner. Shouldn't affect him too much here. 750 not improving on his time. Mike's going to come across here. He's going to stay in 5th. It was a good run there by Mike. Alright, so let's get through our field here. We got anybody else left? Look at that absolutely great shot of Miatas in turn 1 there. Absolutely great stuff. We got the Dale Earnhardt Jr. car sliding across. Love it. Absolutely loving it. We got penalties all across the board. There we go, a little show for the fans here. So it's race time, ladies and gentlemen. Kick them tires. I like them fires. Well, let's get racing. Full start check here, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to sit with our leader, Doug Barrow, and it even gave us TV cameras. Let's go. 1 light, 2 reds, 3, 4, 5. We're ready to go racing. Of course it did. All right, Chase. Here we go. I'm in control of the camera, so we're off. Doug getting a great start here. Hair Razor getting a jump on Pigham, so Hair Razor is going to jump up into P2 here. And let's see how these guys sort themselves out in the T1. We're almost 4 wide at one point there. Everybody kind of big. Ooh, we got Magic Man really lagging there in the background. Hopefully that works out. Everybody looks like everybody made it through all right. So great job by our drivers here. We're going to stick with our leader here until I can jump out and switch our camera views. We obviously don't want to miss the first lap of this race. We're coming into the bus stop. This is going to be a very, very interesting ordeal here as we come through. Let's jump on board with Pigham's here as we come through the bus stop here. A little closer to the mid part of this driving field here. Let's see how everybody handles the bus stop for the first time here. Everybody looks like they're playing pretty nice here. You see them all coming through single file through the bus stop here as we come around this long, sweeping right-hand corner. Really can maximize your speed there if you can get the line right. And you see Pigham's on the chase. Doug Barrow in first place. Hair Razor in second. And Pigham's chasing here in third place. Oh, and we got somebody off. It looks like we have a spinner off in the background there. Supra up into fourth place. Let's go see who our spinner was here. We got Tap, we got Barr in 7th, we've got Sikkim in 8th, we've got Troan Kobe in 9th, we've got Type R in 10th, we've got Magic Man, ooh, in the grass. This is a little shady, but he got her under control. Great job there by him. Unseen throwing, and Happy Pappy comes just tearing through there from P13 to P12. So I think it was 750 there that had the incident on track, and a little bit behind the ball, but 1 hour race, ladies and gentlemen. These drivers have nothing to worry about at the moment, so let's just jump out of track here for a minute. Let's go back in so we can get our view. Fantastic. Alright, so Doug Barrow in the early lead. Now, one thing we do know about Doug Barrow is he absolutely loves to lead the pace of the race. This guy loves to be in front. This is where he feels comfortable. This is where he's in his groove, his rhythm. So let's see if Doug can keep the pace on these guys all race long, or if these guys are just going to let him do the work, because the slipstream in these Miatas is quite significant. It is quite within 0.8 of a second, these cars are going to start pulling back into each other. So Doug is going to have his work cut out for him to defend that position all race long if he wants to lead the pace of this race. Hair Razor and Pigham's nose to tail here for second and third place, and Pigham's just absolutely not in a rush right now. He's like, hey, okay, you know what? Let's not let him get away, man. Let's work together. Let's just keep going here. Let's not lose any time. Let's not battle. Oh, and Doug getting it wrong. Hair Razor making the move on the outside. He's going to get P1. Pigham's trying to follow through. He's going to be on the outside of the sweeper here. Definitely can be done here. Doug Burrow just holding Pigham's off here, so great job by Doug. Little mistake there from Doug. Loses first place. Hair Raiser. No, Doug coming back again, going late on the brakes. Ooh, is he going to get it to stick on the outside? Great job by these two drivers here. Now it's kicking off here for first, second, third, and fourth place, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Here we go. It's finale night. All right, Doug on the inside of Hair Raiser here. Can Hair Raiser hold it coming on the outside of the corner? Hair Raiser holding a great amount of speed. Great corner here to hold the outside line as well. So good defending here. Side by side as we're coming into this sharp right-hand corner. Here we go. Here we go. 5 deep coming in for the battle now. This is pulling all these drivers close. Ooh, this is going to be a race. And Doug's going to come out in the lead. Hair Raiser tucking back in his second. Supra now up into third. Pigham's dropping back to fourth. And Mike right there in behind these guys in fifth place. Here we go. We're not leaving this pack, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic racing by all 5 of these pro drivers here. Doug in the lead. Hair Raiser in second. Pigham's in third now. So Pigham's getting back around Supra. Supra dropping to fourth. Mike all over the back of Supra. And Tap just off this group. This race is absolutely getting heaty very early on here. It's full send night, ladies and gentlemen. These guys want it bad. They can taste it, and you can see it even to the back of the field. We're only talking about maybe 2.5 to 3 seconds here currently on the racetrack. These drivers are flying tonight. These Meowders are so much fun to watch. And you can see them just absolutely yanking up into each other here. These cars are in each other's slipstreams, and they're just helping each other go around the racetrack. This is going to be a fun race, folks. Woo, doggy. All right. Doug in the lead, Hair Raiser in second place. Pigham's just absolutely all kinds of pressure from Supra here. Is Supra just going to chill and hang out in behind, or is he going to try and put a move on TPC's Pigham's here? We got Hair Raiser taking another look on Doug, but Doug's going to keep the line through the bus stop. Pigham's gets a good run on Hair Raiser here. Is he going to try and get the move done? He's going to hang it out wide on the outside. Supra's going to try and take advantage. He's going to hug that line and try to get that inside jobby. Let's see if he can get it done. No, Pigham's going to hold the line. Supra still in fourth place. Semi-defending for here for Pigham's. Pigham's in a tough spot, trying to do some offense here, trying to get up into second place, trying to get around Hair Raiser. But man, Supra is not making life easy for him right now. Just absolutely making Pigham's have to defend and offend all at the same time. Pigham's in a very tough position here currently on the racetrack. Whew. Oh, Supra getting a little bit wide. That's going to allow the drivers behind to really tighten up. So you can see Mike now closing right up on Supra. Is Mike going to take a look coming into the next corner? Also, a half-second penalty for Supra. That is definitely going to cost Supra a couple spots here. Unfortunate for Supra, but really good for Mike and Tap in behind. You can see Tap gets a really good run out of the corner. They're getting a wide exit. Oh, what a great race so far here early on at Watkins Glen. And you know, Watkins Glen never, ever disappoints. Always providing great racing here over in the Americas. Absolutely beautiful racetrack here in New York State, ladies and gentlemen. So, Supra not actually having to serve that penalty on this lap. So he's going to have to serve that penalty on this coming lap here. So it gives lots of time for these drivers to A, try and catch up, or B, Supra try to pull away. So let's get through the rest of our field as things have kind of started to settle down here in the front. Let's go check out what's happening everywhere else. We got Chad coming in with that thumbs up. How we doing, Chad? So Sikkim here in 7th place, also pro driver with our first AM driver here, Troan Colby. So Troan Colby leading the race here for our amateur division, currently on the racetrack, sitting 8th overall on the track and leading the championship standings coming into the finale here tonight in the amateur division. So Troan Colby looking very good here. Type R in 2nd place in the amateur side of things here and 9th overall on the racetrack. Looking very solid here himself, chasing Troan Colby in the point standings for that championship position. So it is definitely on between those two. We have Magic Man 5500 here in 10th place, sitting 3rd overall for our amateur guys. Having a great race. Pappy, as we said, had to come all the way from the back of the pack, not allowed to qualify here on a qualifying ban. And coming from 14th now up into 11th, so starting to make his way up. 4th overall for the amateurs. Unseen Throne here as well in that Dale Earnhardt Budweiser Miata, chasing Pappy down. You can see about 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds behind there. Also in the amateurs here, so you can see the amateur guys racing hard. We got a battle between bar 27 and 750 here, so both these drivers having a small amount of issue on the race start here, and I think there might have been contact there between the two drivers. You see Bar slowing down on the racetrack there. I don't think that was an intentional contact by any means, but Bar making sure that 750 gets that position back. So these two falling a little bit off the pack. Best thing for these two to do is most certainly slip in nose to tail, work together, use what these cars are designed to do in slipstream to push up back into this fight. Lots of time left. It's only 8 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm already excited to see what this race is going to bring. Whew. Doug still in the lead, and Harry is right tucked in behind here in second place, with Piggums right there in third. So our top three have broken away from the rest of the group just slightly. We see Mike now up into fourth place. Obviously Super having to serve that penalty had lost him one position. Super now trying to catch back up to that pack in front. Tap chasing here in sixth place. Tap very quick driver as well. He's looking very good here today. Don't count this guy out. We got Sikkim and Troan Colby battling for 7th place here overall, and Sikkim, you're battling an amateur driver here currently, so Troan Colby is absolutely showing some great pace here today, and you can see the respect between the drivers. You see Sikkim just back out just a tiny little bit there to make sure both those drivers survive the bus stop without losing any speed. So Troan moving up into 7th place, putting a driver in between him and 750, or Type R, pardon me, which is huge for Troan Colby as he's trying to chase down a championship here today. Type R, second place overall in our amateurs here, trying to now keep up with those guys. He needs to get around Sikkim, or he needs Sikkim to start battling with Troan and slow Troan down a little bit so he can get right back up on the back end here and give a battle for that top spot in amateurs. We got Magic Man 5500 here, and his lag is getting a little bit worse as the race is progressing. You can see a mistake there, and he's going to spin that car, and that is going to be some damage here for Magic Man. So third place on the line as we see Happy Pappy coming around, and Happy Pappy is going to take third place overall in the amateur division here due to that incident for Magic Man 5500. So really unfortunate there. Bar 27 has gotten around 750. 750 serving a penalty there, so 750 struggling a little bit here at Watkins Glen. Also is Bar 27. So coming around this corner here in 13th position, not what he wanted today. So he has his work cut out for him, and we are probably going to see him push pretty hard here. We might see a pit strategy change from Bar 27 here as well. But our leader is Doug Barrow. Doug Barrow always wanting to lead the charge, and he is absolutely flying here tonight, showing why he is our championship leader. Good luck, says Troan Colby, to all the drivers on track just before race time there as well over in the GTRC YouTube channel. Good luck to drivers indeed, as this has been a pretty crazy race start so far, but now we're going to start to see this thing settle down a little bit here. You can see Hair Razor and Doug still battling here. Hair Razor is going to take him out. He's going to go on the outside coming into the bus stop here. Oh, a little bit of contact between two drivers. Ooh, Doug getting it back. A little bit of contact slowed Hair Razor down, got him a little bit loose there. Doug back able to navigate. Piggums with a 1 second penalty in behind there. So that is devastating for Piggums here as Mike is all over him. Piggums trying to get on Hair Razor here for second place, but that penalty is just going to absolutely knock Piggums back here. So Piggums trying to make up as much ground as he can. You can see he's going to have to serve that penalty here right as soon as he gets around this corner. At the top of the hill is where this serving zone is, so we will see Piggums pull off the racing line to the right here and serve that 1 second penalty. Could potentially cost him 3 positions here as it is so tight up front as you see him pull over here. Hair Razor Mike going through. He's going to lose a lot of speed. That's going to give Super an opportunity to close up. Let's get on board with Super here as he attempts to try it. No, Piggums just able to edge Super out there. He did give Super the space to try the move. Super opting to not take it there. Didn't think it was the best idea. Wait for another opportunity. So Piggums down into 4th place here. We look behind Super. We've got Tap just off in the distance there in 6th place. And then you can see Troan Colby and Sikkim also still battling out there for 7th and 8th place. So this race is very, very far from over, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move through our field here and take a look at what our drivers are dealing with today here. So on board with Tap now, our 6th place driver, as you see here. A little bit of distance between him and the driver in front. A little bit more distance between the two guys in behind, but definitely can see them in that rearview mirror, so he has to be conscious that they're there. Moving down here, this is a great battle developing right here. Between 7th, 8th, and 9th place, we've got Orlando coming in with that thumbs up. Much love. Hey, Dougie Piggy Bar, says Jake in the Facebook chat. Oh, we got some fans up at the house. Sikkim with Troan Colby. Now, Troan Colby, our amateur, he is leading the amateur coming into round 5. He could very potentially be our amateur division champion here this series. And currently sitting 1st overall for the amateurs in the race. But he is sitting 8th, chasing down Sikkim. Now, these two have been having a pretty good battle here so far today. And you can see Trone's just being patient. He just doesn't want to make that mistake. He wants to bring this thing home, because the guy who's chasing him in the championship standings is right there behind him in Type R. So Type R is second overall in the amateur side of the standings. He has a 10-point gap that he needs to make up here today. So he needs to finish ahead of Trone Colby, and Trone Colby needs to have something happen to basically put him at the back of the pack here today for Type R to overpass him. So the position is one thing. He needs to have Trone Colby just not have the best race here. So Trone Colby looking in really good position to take home that championship here today, which is fantastic. And in my eyes, he's one of our most improved drivers this season here at the GTRC. So definitely in the top of the discussion charts when it comes to most improved drivers this season. So showing why he's leading the amateur side in the MX-5 this season. We got Happy Pappy here, who's had his second place finish in this series, currently sitting third overall in the amateur division here right now, and having a pretty good race, sitting in 10th overall. So sitting on the podium here for our season finale, currently in the race. We got Bar 27, who's now chasing. Had a rough start to the race. He's clearly had an incident on track, which has caused him to go to the back of the track. We've seen him and 750 have a little bit of contact, and he's been making up time ever since. So Bar 27 sitting third overall, coming into the race here today in the amateur side of the standings. A little bit behind the ball here currently in the race, 15 minutes in. He's got 45 minutes of racing left here. He's going to have to find a way to make up the time to these drivers in front. Magic Man 5500, who was sitting third overall earlier in the race, they're having a little bit of an incident himself on track now, chasing Bar 27 down here. So we'll have to see if, pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, Magic Man 5500 can catch up to Bar and get around him here. Unseen Throne just behind these guys as well, sitting in 13th here. Haven't seen him have too many issues here. He's just taking it easy, I think, and just having a good race here. 750 we've seen have some complications very early on in this race, and again, like Bar, he's just playing catch up right now. So moving back through the field here, and you can see it is just kicking off up front here. Let's get back out to this battle, as we've just seen Hair Razor pulling outside of Doug here for P1, and Pagum's now pushing Doug. Mike in third. We got a four-way battle for first place, and here we go. Hair Razor in first place. Doug now in second behind Hair Razor, managing to hold Mike and Pigum's off. And you can see Super and Tap just in the distance. Mike taking a look there on the inside, not able to get a nose in there. Doug covering him off pretty good there. So able to hold that off. Doug actually gets a really good run through the corner there as well, as we're coming through our final set of corners here, coming on to lap 9 today here at Watkins Glen. So these top 4 drivers really proving these guys are here for a race today. And Hair Razor doing what he needs to do. He needs to finish ahead of Doug, but he needs Doug to drop a couple more spots back here to have a shot at that title today. So Hair Razor in the spot where he needs to be, but he needs Doug to not finish right behind him here today. So Hair Razor in the race lead. He's commanding this pace, but we're going to see this change a few more times here today, I think, if these 4 drivers continue to just chase each other around the racetrack nose to tail like this. Tap and Supra not too far behind here in 5th and 6th place, 3 seconds off that front pack. So these two need to get together and just start working together to push each other up to that front group here, and just try to continue to make up time on them if they want a shot at that battle for the lead. We got Sikkim starting to pull a little bit of a gap here on Trone Colby. So Sikkim starting to show just a little bit of a pace differential between the Pro and the Am driver here. And not by much, though. Trone has not let him get away. Trone is still within striking distance. If there's a mistake made by Sikkim here, Trone can very easily grab that 7th overall race position from Sikkim here. So Trone Colby in first place for our amateurs here today, 8th overall in the race, having a fantastic race. He's got a 3-second gap on main rival Type R, who is chasing him for the championship today. And 2nd place overall Type R, doing everything he can, but Trone Colby is just proving to be very mighty here today. And both these drivers seem very consistent on their laps here. Happy Pappy sitting 3rd overall here for our amateurs as well, having a fantastic race. Not allowed to qualify for the race, had to start at the back of the pack due to a qualifying ban here today. Has found himself on the podium for the amateurs. Bar 27 chasing. He needs to be up there with those top running amateur drivers, and he is just behind the ball here currently. He's about 5 seconds behind Pappy, so he's about 20 seconds behind Trone Colby currently on the racetrack. Magic Man 5500 starting to kind of close up on bar 27 here, starting to fall into a rhythm here now. Unseen Throne and 750 starting to close up here. Unseen Throne maybe having a bit of an issue there. As you can see, 750 really closed that gap up on him. So 750 going to be looking to grab that 13th position here on Unseen Throne. But we are going to get back to that race lead. There is just a fantastic battle, and here we go. Position change for first place. Doug Barrow back in the lead. Hair Razor in second. Pigham's in third. Mike in fourth. And all four of these drivers nose to tail. You can see these guys is wiggling like a snake. Not easy to drive in dirty air with these cars. They don't have any aerodynamics to begin with. So when you put a little bit of dirty air in front of these cars, it takes away a little bit more of that stick to the road track surface that they have. And it makes it very, very dicey and difficult to get through safe and sound, nose to tail like that. These drivers are doing a fantastic job. So when we see them moving side to side like that, they're just trying to get some clean air in their race cars, so the race cars will do what they need it to do and not lose time on the driver they're obviously chasing, and obviously not let the driver behind them, who's right on your bumper, get around you. So Doug in first, Pigham's managing to find his way into second there. Hair Razor now into third, and Mike now in behind Hair Razor. So here we go. Absolute great battle here at the top four guys here. Just having a crack and race between themselves here. I guarantee you these guys are sweating right now. And you can see Doug going defensive there, realizing Pigham's wasn't close enough to make the move, so pulling back into the racing line. We should probably start seeing a round of pit stops from these drivers within the next 5 to 8 minutes, if I had to guess. So it's going to be interesting to see the pit strategies. It looks to me like all our drivers here on that one-stop strategy here today. So going to be very interesting race. Bar with a penalty. Magic Man with the penalty. 750. The only driver out of the last four drivers here without a penalty. Very good for 750. He's going to allow him to make some more time up and get some more shot at position here. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. I am just fighting off a cold a little bit here, so do bear with me. So Doug still in charge here. He has been battling, and I guarantee you he is having fun right now. He is stressing. He's working hard, but he has got a smile on his face. All these drivers love this kind of competition here, and they have got their hands full with each other here today, without a question of a doubt. Pigham's coming in as a reserve driver, so not even necessarily really having a whole lot of time to practice and figure out the strategy for this race either. So, you know, the race team, the crew in behind the scenes, getting the car off the truck, do the best they can to set this car up in the little tuning testing time that they had, and shove the driver in here, send him out there and be like, good luck, mate. It's the best we can do. Make it work. So Pigham's currently sitting in second place doing exactly that, making that car work. Hair Razor in third place. Oh, picking up a half-second penalty. That's going to give Hair Razor that P2 spot back, even potentially Mike P4. So here we go again, just position swapping like crazy in this front four, but you're going to get that when you have this many drivers nose to tail in these cars. They're going to swap positions, especially when you get on these bigger straights where you start getting into top speeds. The slipstream really just pulls these guys around each other. The slipstream is quite strong in these cars. So Hair Razor moving back into second place now. Pigham's dropping back to third. Mike not grabbing any advantage there. Mike is playing a very cautious, safe game here right now. I think Mike is sitting back there in fourth. He's not losing this group, but he's probably in the best position for fuel and tires right now. If I had to guess, that is my guess. We'll turn that on here for you guys real soon here, actually, because I do suspect we're going to start seeing pit stops within the next 3 to 4 laps. So 750 all the way up to 9th now, starting to make some moves. And speaking of pit stops, here we go. We got Mike coming in for 6% fuel in that car. We got Hair Razor coming in with only 6% fuel in that car. Not quite halfway in this race either, ladies and gentlemen. So can these drivers make the one-stop work here at Watkins Glen today is the bigger question. We got Tron Colby coming in here as well for his pit stop. 3 drivers opting to go for an undercut strategy. Could they have made it around the racetrack one more time? Tron Colby most certainly could have made it around the racetrack one more time. Still sitting on 10% fuel there. So maybe potentially these two drivers maybe some of these drivers are thinking about another set of soft tires and a little splash of fuel in about 15 minutes from now, 20 minutes from now. We'll have to wait to find out, but that seems to be what it's starting to look like here at Watkins Glen today. We're seeing different strategies come out of our drivers. we're going to let you guys take a peek here what is going on now. So here's what we got going on with Doug, our race leader. And now with Hairraiser making an early pit stop here, that's kind of left him and Piggums all alone up front here. Piggums in second place. We got Tap here in third now currently with some pit stops being had. So Tap looking real solid here in P3. We got Hairraiser who's made a pit stop now in P4. Mike as well just coming out here in P5 with Sikkim right on top of these two. So good gain by Sikkim here, as Sikkim opting a little bit of a different strategy over the other two drivers here. So really great pit strategy to gain that position on those two drivers. Let's see how it works out for him. Supra in 8th place. Tron Colby after making his stop. Unseen Throne here as well. Type R in 11th now. He's made a stop as well. Happy Pappy has also made a stop. 750 has also made a stop, and he's going to have to serve a 3-second pit penalty, and of course Bar 27 also making a stop. So our leader, Piggums, also coming into pit lane. We should probably see the majority of the field coming in this lap. Tap opting to go around again. Interesting. Interesting strategies happening by all our drivers here. So out of these two drivers, which one of them is going to get out ahead? Both these guys are thinking right now. Doug coming out very early. Piggums right behind. Both these drivers on very, very similar strategies. We got ourselves a race here today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, so Tap opting to stay out another lap yet. Hairraiser now going into third place here. Doug's still sitting in pit lane, it says, but he's not. There we go. All right, so Doug does just come out of pit lane ahead of Hairraiser. So Doug coming back out in the second place here. So great job by Doug. Hairraiser in third, Mike in fourth, and right behind is Sikkim. So where is our boy Piggums here? Nick coming in with that thumbs up. How we doing? How we doing, Nick? Tron Colby here in 7th place, leading for our amateur drivers. Having a great race. Type R chasing in 2nd place for our amateurs here. 8th place overall. Piggums is not still on the racetrack. I'm not sure what that's about. Interesting. We're gonna have to jump out of the lobby here for a second, chat. We're gonna have to go back in and see if this fixes what their issue is, because we can't see Piggums. Ha! So we got Tap now coming into pit lane. Hopefully this fixes the spectator glitch we're having here. We got Doug in 2nd. We've got Hairraiser in 3rd. We've got Mike in 4th. We've got Sikkim in 5th. We've got Supra here in 6th place. We've got Tron Colby in 7th. We've got Type R in 8th. We've got Pappy in 9th. We've got Magic Man 5500 in 10th place. We've got 750 in 11th. We've got Bar 27 in 12th. We've got Unseen Throne in 13th. And we're not sure where Piggums is, but yeah, we do know he's still on track. I have seen this glitch before, unfortunately. So I'd be interested to see what's going to happen here. Hopefully the drivers can still see him, and hopefully he can still see the drivers. In other words, we could have ourselves a real interesting race all of a sudden here for our finale here. So we did see Piggums come right out in behind Doug when Doug came out of pit lane. So I would assume that Piggums is somewhere in the mix of that battle there between Hairraiser and Doug and all these other guys here. But I could very well be wrong. He could have just pulled the car off track. I am not sure what is actually happening, but yeah. It's got your commentator mighty confused, that is for sure. So Tron Colby has a 14-second gap on rival Type R here. So looking really, really solid for our amateur side of things here today to get the job done. Type R again in 2nd for our amateurs with Pappy in 3rd, but 750 putting some pressure on Pappy for that 3rd position in the amateur side of things here. So battle for 9th, 10th on the racetrack. but also a battle for third place in the amateur division. 750 is going to go in quick, deep, and he's going to get the job done. So great job there by 750. Get around Pappy going into the bus stop. Absolutely knew that he had to send it there, and he sent it. He got the job done, and great move by 750 there on Happy Pappy. So Happy Pappy dropping off the podium here, currently halfway through our race here. Not quite halfway. Ooh, but still in good position here. Great save by Pappy. He got a little bit wrong there. Magic Man 5500 here in 11th place chasing with bar 27 just in tow. So things are starting to tighten up on the amateur side of the race here all of a sudden. And we don't know where Piggums is. Piggums is somewhere on the racetrack. Well, we got him in 8th place on the live timing feed here, so maybe we can see him now. But we do have him sitting in 8th on our timing feed currently, so that still seems wrong, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Doug here in P1 with Mike in 2nd place chasing, so Mike in a very good position to gain some points here today. Hairraiser in 3rd. Hairraiser needs to beat Doug Barrow here, and he needs to beat him by about 3 or 4 positions, I believe. Sikkim here in 4th place, having a fantastic race as well. Supra in 5th. We've got Trone in 6th place, just getting around Tap there. So now Tap in 7th. Type R here in 8th. We've got 750, who made that beautiful move going into the bus stop on Pappy there. Oh, don't join the track, MSP. Happy Pappy here in 10th place, so having a good race, just a little bit behind. Magic Man having some smoke coming from this car here, so he must have hit the side of that car pretty good there. A little bit of tire rub on the fenders here, so that should allow Bar to catch up a little bit too. Magic Man 5500 here, and Unseen Throne here in 13th, and Piggums is somewhere. We don't know where Piggums is, but he's somewhere. He is somewhere on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we are suffering from a spectator glitch that does happen in Gran Turismo. I haven't seen it in some time. But every once in a while, if you watch drivers' pit stops, they just act like they're not on the track, but they is 100% involved in this race. So where he is, I couldn't tell you. We'll have to get confirmation from the GTRC officials at the end of the race where Piggums actually finished in the race. So all we can do is show you what we can see and hope for the best. We've done everything we can to fix the issue, and unfortunately the issue is going to remain the issue until the end of the race for what we can see on the broadcast side of things. Again, I do apologize. It's just something that's beyond our control here currently with the GT7 platform. Mike in 2nd chasing Doug Barrow. I feel like Piggums is right in between these two drivers. If I had to guess, Piggums is right in between Mike and Doug Barrow here. Or in between Mike and Hairraiser, or just behind Hairraiser. He is somewhere in this battle. I'm kind of trying to decide and determine where he is in between which of the drivers, just based off the way the cars are reacting on the racetrack, but so Supra having a pretty good race here today as well. Again, in 5th place overall for Pro Division. 5th place overall on the racetrack currently, we think. Trone Colby in 6th overall, but leading for the amateur side of the race here. So Trone Colby's really showing that he's ready to make the next step in the next tier coming into next season without a question of a doubt. We have Tap chasing Pro Driver here in 7th, so our first amateur driver is currently sitting 6th overall in the race, with Pro Drivers in behind chasing, so really great job here by Trone Colby. We have Type R who is chasing Trone Colby. Type R needs to beat Trone Colby by about 4 positions here to take that championship away from Trone Colby today, and just looking like he just doesn't quite have enough here today for Trone Colby. 750, 3rd overall for the amateur side of things, and it'd be really... Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Good points jump for 750 to finish 3rd overall on the amateur side of things here today. Happy Pappy chasing. Again, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still getting over a cold, so I get the hiccups and random things happening every once in a while. I do apologize. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Bar 27 chasing Happy Pappy here. Happy Pappy 4th overall on the amateur side of things. We've got Bar 27 here in 12th place. Magic Man 5500 in 13th, and Unseen Throne now rounding out our field. We know Piggums is somewhere on the racetrack here. The game is just messing with us. So Doug Barrow in first, Mike in second. Mike looking to try and get the job done here on Doug. Let's see what happens. Is he going to get the move done here? No, he's going to back out. He's going to let Doug take the lead through the bus stop here. He didn't have the run he wanted on Doug. He just opting to back out there, playing it safe. So Doug stays in the lead. Great job here by our front group. This is what it looks like behind our leader, Doug Barrow, right now. He sees nothing but competition in behind him and pressure. So just doing the best he can to keep that gap open as far as he can from those drivers and try to keep as much of that pressure off as he can. We move down to the field here. This is second place driver Mike 3 Mates right here. I mean, he's chasing. He's got hair raiser in the review mirror though, so he can always has to be conscious that that driver is right there. He can just tuck up and make a move when he's least suspecting it, so he's got to be on the ball here. Hair raiser right here in third place as well, so having a pretty good race himself. Just taking it easy here right now. We're mid-race. We're going to see a lot of the strategy starting to come out of these guys here now. We got Supra all the way up into fourth place here now, and just moving. He's moving very quickly through the field. He's moved up another position. Sikkim dropping down to fifth place. Unfortunately, we missed that move, but great battles being had. And Troll and Colby right back at it with Sikkim here again. So Troll and Colby and Sikkim, these two have been battling pretty much all race long, no matter where in the field it seems that these two have been. They've just been stuck to each other like glue. So Troll and Colby giving pro driver Sikkim and Tap in behind them a really good run for their money here today, as Troll and Colby is in the amateur side of things here today. So doing a really fantastic job, and he's got 25 minutes of racing left to secure that championship for himself here at the end of this MX-5 season. So having a really good race day here is Troll and Colby, but Tap closing in now. So Troll not able to get around Sikkim there, and the rule of thumb when you're racing is you got to get around that guy in front of you as quickly as possible, or all you're going to do is allow the guy behind you to catch up. So Troll in a tough spot here. He's going to have to decide whether or not he's going to try and make a move, or he's going to start battling Tap here, because Tap is not going to continue to sit behind Troll and Colby and allow those Pro Division drivers to continue to get further and further ahead of him here. And Troll's going to keep a nice tight line there, so Troll is going to try and get the job done here. But you can see Sikkim just has that inside line, and Tap said, no, you know what, I've had enough. I got to get the job done here. I need to get the pressure on my own division. I'm going to get the move done. So Tap moving up into 6th place. Troll dropping a position back to 7th. But we were just talking about that. You know, you catch up to that guy in front. If you're faster than that guy in front, you got to get around him. In other words, you're just going to give opportunity to a driver behind you to catch up and get around you. And that's exactly what we just seen happen here to Troll and Colby. So Tap now putting the pressure on Sikkim, and this is a prime example of what we're talking about. We got Tap now trying to get the job done on Sikkim. Tap knows he's got some pace, and move complete. So Sikkim dropping back to 6th place. So Tap absolutely taking advantage of these two drivers here in this lap, moving up 2 positions all the way up to 5th place. So great job by Tap here. And that is how you catch up to a driver, get the job done, and start to drive away and move up to the next guy. Racing Passing 101 by BR Tap, ladies and gentlemen, sitting 5th place overall here in our Pro Division, 6th overall in the Pro Division here today. So that was some great textbook racing there by Tap. Bigham's currently sitting in 8th place, even though he looks like he's just chilling in pit lane. He's on track giving her. Type R here in 9th. We've got 750 in 10th, and you can see there's some gap in between some of these drivers here now. So Bar 27 only about 4.6 seconds behind 750 here, so you can just see him around the corner. So that battle is probably not over yet. Happy Pappy is just behind Bar by a second, so you can see the amateur guys are quite close. You can see Magic Man 5500 just a few seconds behind them, and then Unseen Throne just a little tiny bit off the pace here. But any mistake by any of them drivers up front is still going to give them the opportunity to get the job done. So we do have Mike in the lead of the race here now. We've seen the lead change here about half a dozen to a dozen times so far in this race, and we still have 23 minutes remaining of this race. So Mike currently leading the race here now in 1st place, with Doug chasing in 2nd and Hair Razor in 3rd place. So here we go. Mike leading the charge now. Can he hold these guys off for the next 23 minutes? Who has to make another stop? Who doesn't have to make another stop? Lots of factors still yet to play into our race here today. And only 9/10 of a second separates first and third place here. So basically the distance of these cars and just a little bit of room in between. And you can see that dirty air kind of affecting Hairraiser's car. You can see him really force that car really wide out of that corner there. Same thing with Doug, almost clipping that wall there. So, but Doug getting a really good run into the final corner. Going to get the slingshot done up the straightaway. He's going to take the lead back from Mike. So Mike now in the second place. Hairraiser still in third. So again, lead changes again. Doug now leading the charge. We're going to continue to see this all race long. You see the sun has really come out here, so the track is going to start warming up as well. It's going to change the grip levels on the race. It's going to tighten these cars up a little bit. Tro and Colby here in P6. We've got Piggums now 7th on the racetrack. We got Sickham here just getting some fuel in that car. 750 in 10th. Bar 27 here in 11th. We've got Happy Pappy in 12th. Magic Man 5500 in 13th. Unseen Throne in 14th. LJ Stewart coming in with that thumbs up. How we doing, my guy? But Doug Barrel leading the charge, championship leader. He's got a 9-point lead over Hairraiser, who's currently running third place in the race here. Battling Mike for second place here right now, though, as we're talking about it. So who is going to get P2? Mike has the inside line here. Hairraiser has the cutback opportunity. He's going to try and get it done. Mike gets great exit there again. That corner, you can really hold great speed even on the outside of that corner. And Mike just showed it there. Hairraiser had a great cutback attempt there, but Mike just able to keep the power down in that Miata, and it just absolutely held around that corner. So Hairraiser not able to get the job done, only close that gap up by a little bit. Then moving down the field, we got Super here in 4th, but Tap now chasing in 5th. So you can see Tap has lost Tro and Colby by about a couple of seconds here now. And Tro and Colby, of course, now has some clean air to run in here, as we've seen Sickham jump into pit lane there. So Type R in 7th place, still chasing Tro and Colby for that win here today. Sickham in 8th, so that gives 750 third place for our amateurs here today, and looking really solid. Bar 27 starting to reel him in, though. That was about a 4.5 second gap. Now he's got it down to almost 3 seconds. Happy Pappy still right there as well. Magic Man 5500 just in behind chasing. Now we got 2 drivers off the track. Fantastic. So Doug Barrow in 1st place. We've got Mike in 2nd. We've got Hairraiser in 3rd. Supra here in 4th. Trone in 5th. We've got Piggums overall in 6th. Tap is in pit lane here. We got Type R now jumping ahead, as I'm assuming Piggums must be in pit lane. Oh boy. We are having all kinds of glitch issues here with our spectator mode. This is really unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen. Why, oh why does the game have to give us so much trouble on such an important race? So we have 2 drivers now invisible on the racetrack to the commentator. Whether or not they are invisible to the drivers is undetermined at this point. We'll have to find out, I guess, once we get into the point of the interviews here today. But Doug Barrel still leading the charge here. Mike's still very close behind in 2nd, and Hairraiser still right there in 3rd place. So all 3 podium positions for this race still very handily up for grabs here, with 18.5 minutes remaining here in this race. Supra in 4th place, and he's kind of just all alone. He's in no man's land here. He's just able to run in some clean air and really turn some laps. Problem is, though, not having a slipstream partner here around this racetrack today in this style of race is definitely going to hurt him on catching up to that front group. Tro and Colby now sitting 5th overall and 1st overall here for his division. Looking really strong here. I mean, what else can we say about Tro and Colby? It's been a pleasure to watch him race and develop this season, and he's showing some competition on the racetrack without a question of a doubt. Type R in 7th, 2nd place overall in the amateur division here, trying to chase him down. Sickham in 8th place, 750 in 9th, 3rd place overall for our amateurs. Bar 27 now in 4th for the amateurs, and he can see 750 again. So He is doing everything he can to catch up. Pappy in 11th, Magic Man in 12th, Unseen Throne in 13th, Tap in 14th, and Pigums. We've got 3 drivers now that we cannot see on the racetrack. This is not turning out good on the spectator side of things here today. But Doug in the lead. Now Doug, again, we said this at the beginning of the broadcast, this is where he likes to be. He likes to lead the charge. He likes to set the pace of the race. This is where Doug feels comfortable. It's not for everybody, but this is where Doug feels comfortable. And it is showing there today. As you can see, he really hasn't ever panicked. He's made a couple of small mistakes, but been able to recover from them, still holding the lead of this race. So Mike here in second. We've seen Hairraiser make that pit stop just a few minutes ago. He's definitely off the pace here, hoping that those 2 drivers in front are going to have to make another pit stop. We got Madam Mel coming in with that like and that share. Much love, much love. We do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with us here today. Alright, so the race has kind of settled in a little bit here. Let's, well, we got a lot of cars that aren't showing up on the racetrack right now. Oh my. Let's jump on board with Doug Barrow here and do an onboard with Doug Barrow around Watkins Glen. And that'll give me a chance to wet my palate and get my voice back a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. So on board with our leader, Doug Barrow, here around Watkins Glen today. So Doug Barrow making his pit stop here for today. And with the history of how pit stops have been going today, we are going to jump on with Hairraiser here in 3rd place. As you can see, Pigum's right there in behind. So hey, we can see Pigum's again. Yay! Alright, so Pigum's in 4th place. He is not in 14th. I can guarantee you that. So there we go. Pigum's in 4th place, just tucked in behind Hairraiser here. I can promise you that is not a 14th on Pigums here. This game is absolutely just out of shape here today. So let's see what happens as these guys come across here. Hairraiser pit early so he can try and get the undercut here on the 2 drivers that are currently in pit lane. We do hear those drivers coming out of pit lane. This is going to be very close, ladies and gentlemen, as this is going to tighten all these drivers right back up. We've seen Doug just come out in 1st place. Hairraiser's going to come around in 2nd. Mike in 3rd, and Pigums right behind in 4th place. So here we go. We knew Pigums was right there with that group. Sikkim in 5th. We've got Supra in 6th. We've got Trone in 7th. We've got Tap in 8th. Magic Man in 9th. 750 in 10th. Bar 27 in 11th. Happy Pappy in 12th. Unseen Throne in 13th. And Type R in 14th. So we have lost some of our cars on track still, but we do have that battle for 1st place. Our driver back in Pigums. So Doug getting a very early jump here, 1.6 second gap on 2nd place driver Hairraiser. But Hairraiser has an advantage over Doug right now. He's got buddies in behind, and these guys are going to need to push each other to close this battle back up. Hair Raiser getting it a little bit wrong there. That's going to allow Piggums to catch back up. That should put Piggums right on the back end of Hair Raiser here. Mike needs to get caught up to these two. Piggums going for a little bit of a wider entry to try and get a better run out of this corner here. He doesn't want to lose the back end of Hair Raiser here, and it looks like he gets the job done there. So tucked in nice and tight behind Hair Raiser is TPC's Piggums, and he is trying to push a little bit here to try and catch Doug. You know, second place is not a bad spot to finish, but first place is so much better. So Mike getting a little bit wrong there is going to cost him a little bit of time on the third and second place driver. Hair Raiser and Piggums up ahead. Let's get back through our field real quick. We got Sikkim in 5th place. He's not too far off this battle. Supra in 6th. Trollen Kobe leading our amateur division here in 7th. Magic Man 5500 now currently running 2nd in the amateurs. 750 holding down that 3rd place podium position in the amateur side. Bar 27 chasing and just having a tough race. He's trying to recover. Happy Pappy here in 5th for the amateurs. 11th overall. Unseen Throne in 6th overall. Tap in 6th overall for his division. And Type R says he's in last place. I don't really know where he is. So, again, we'll have to rely on our GTRC officials to determine who the finishing order for us here at the end of this race today. It's really unfortunate that we're having this problem today. But we're at the mercy of the game, unfortunately. So, Doug with a pretty good lead, 1.7 seconds. He's opening that lead up every bit by bit. Piggums now in 2nd place. Hair Raiser in 3rd. Mike just behind here in 4th. So, battle starting to brew a little bit here, but we still got time. We still got 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes remaining in the race here. So, lots of time for these drivers here yet. OGR Toolshed coming in with that thumbs up. Much love, brother. Much love. We got Supra here in 6th with Trone chasing in 7th. Trone, the amateur driver, the first one in the group here, 7th overall. And definitely showing these pro drivers he's coming for him next season. 750 in 8th. Magic Man 5500 coming out of pit lane here now. Is that enough for Tap to Bar 27 to catch up? He is still going to come out of pit lane ahead of Bar 27 here. So Bar 27 still got some work to do. Get on that podium. But back to the lead here. This battle will close up. I do not foresee Doug just driving away with the remainder of this race. These guys chasing in behind are just not going to allow that to happen. So Doug currently in the lead. For how long? We're about to find out. Can he hold it down? He's got 10 minutes remaining. He's got about 5 laps. He's got to hold these guys off for here, maybe 6. So let's see if he can do it. The gap is starting to close. Piggums got really wide there. Is not going to give him a penalty. No, he gets away with one there. Hair Raiser in 3rd place. Just trying to close that gap back up. He's just outside of the slipstream here. So, and much of the same for Mike. So, all the drivers have literally just broken apart far enough not to have that driver really closing and pinching in on him at the end of these longer runs here at Watkins Glen. So, and Sikkim is flying. He's got fastest lap on track, 155.591, and currently purple here again coming into the bus stop. So Sikkim proving to these guys that he's going to be a competitor moving forward in the future championships here as well. Supra in 6th, and Trollen Kobe all over Supra here in this battle. So Trollen Kobe looking real solid, but he's going to pick himself up a 1-second penalty coming through that bus stop there. So that'll pretty much end that battle for Trollen Kobe versus Supra there. Alright, so back to our race leader, who is still Doug Barrow. And ever since that last set of pit stops, he just came out ahead of these guys. The question is, does he have enough fuel? He should have the tire, but does he have the fuel to hold these guys off for the rest of the race? Did he take enough? Did he calculate it properly? Under the pressure of knowing these guys are coming, did you stop that fuel button just a hair too soon? Lots of things could happen in these races for these guys when you're literally talking about milliliters, and I mean milliliters of fuel calculation. When these guys are getting it down to that precise, very, very easy to make a small calculation misjudgment and put yourself in a position where you might not be able to battle as much as you need to. So we're about to find out. as these guys are trying to close each other up here in front, with Doug Barrow trying to keep Piggums out of contention here, but Piggums just continues to bleed time off him here as he's in the slip here now. So if Piggums can stick with Doug out of the bus stop here, he is going to have a great opportunity at being right on the bumper of Doug by the end of this lap. Hair Raiser here needing to pick it up a little bit. Maybe he's fuel saving, maybe he's just not able to run what these guys in front are running right now. We're not sure. Looked like he just had a penalty there as well. So Mike in fourth chasing. No, he's not. No penalty. Must have been a timing split. Sikkim just coming through that bus stop there, 55.445, so improving that fastest lap last time around the racetrack as well. So fastest lap point does matter. So here we go, battle for the race lead here between Doug Barrow and TPC's Piggums. And boy, oh boy, these two, not very unfamiliar with each other this season. These two have had some absolutely great battles between the two of them all season long. And why not end it with a good one here to finish off the MX-5 championship season as well, all right? So, but I think this is far from over. The Hair Raiser and Mike just in behind there as well. If these two start to battle early enough in the remainder of this race, it's going to allow those two to catch up. Could potentially turn it into a four-way battle for the lead. Oh, and Piggums tighten right up on Doug. Let's see what happens under braking here. Let's see if Piggums can gain any time under braking here. That was a really good close-up by TPC's Piggums on our leader, Doug Barrow. They're coming to the end of that start-finish line straight away. So we got about 5.5 minutes remaining, ladies and gentlemen. We are seriously getting near to the end of this thing, which is super, super sad, but super, super exciting all at the same time. So Piggums chasing Doug Barrow. Hair Raiser in third place with Mike chasing in fourth. Sikkim in fifth. Supra in sixth. Trone Colby leading the amateurs. What do we got? We got Top. We got 750 in second in the amateurs. We got Magic Man 5500 third in the amateurs. We got Bar chasing in fourth, very quickly closing up. There is time for Bar 27. Happy Pappy serving a penalty here in fourth for the amateurs. Unseen thrown fifth. Type R is sixth. Again, we don't actually know the official finishing positions until we get word from our officials here at the end of the race. We just want to make sure what we're seeing is correct, because it could very well not be correct. But battle here for the lead. Piggums took a look. He stuck his nose inside there, realized he didn't have the move. Maybe just trying to get Doug to make a mistake here. Let's see what happens coming into the next set of corners. Doug semi-defends, but not really defending. Didn't feel like he needed to there. Ooh, great battle between Piggums and Doug Barrow here for the lead of this race as we're getting down to the wire. We're down to like 2 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. By the time these drivers cross the line, maybe 3. And a penalty for Doug Barrow. That is huge. Huge for Piggums as he is right in behind Doug here. It's only a half-second penalty, but Piggums is close enough for that to close Doug up. Maybe even get P1 from him here. So again, penalties playing a factor here near the end of the race. Oh boy, here we go. You can tell even when the driver puts both his hands on the wheel that, yee-haw, here we go. Oh, and a 1.5 second penalty for Doug. Dead is falling apart for Doug here, folks. Oh, no. Crucial moments in the race, folks. Crucial moments in the race. This could very well be one of those crucial moments in this race here today. Doug's going to have to stick to the line here to serve that penalty. He has Piggums on the right side of him here. So Piggums grandfathering into P1. Thank you, Doug, for those penalties. As Piggums now has a fairly sizable race lead here. So good job by Piggums. Doug Barrow still managing to hold second there. Well, that was a pretty big penalty. So Hairraiser and Mike battling here in behind as well for third place. Mike had it there for a little bit, but Hairraiser come back at him into the corner. Going to get it back from him. So third place goes back to Hairraiser here. And we see Sikkim now closing up on these two as well. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is all starting to kick off here with just a couple laps remaining. And this is our penultimate lap for the top 5 drivers here in our field. The rest of these drivers will be coming around. It will be their final lap. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see where everybody ends up at the end of the day here. But Piggums in the race lead due to some penalty trouble from Doug Barrow. And just very untimely penalties there from driver Doug Barrow. Battling hard, made a couple mistakes, and costing them P1 here. So Piggums down the road, 2 seconds away from Doug Barrow. Very, very tough to make pace up on drivers of these guys' caliber this late in the race. We're talking about 2 seconds. He's got to try and pull in on Piggums over the next lap and a half here. It's going to be a very tough order. Hairraiser still in third, holding Mike off for fourth, and you can see Sikkim just absolutely sending it here at the end of this race, and he might have a shot at a podium here before this is all over. Supra in 6th, Trone giving him all kinds of trouble here, and Supra's going to go defensive. That's going to cause him a penalty on that first apex. He definitely cut that apex really hard there, and I would imagine we're going to see a half-second penalty come out of Supra here. No, very fortunate not to pick up a penalty there. So the stewards being quite kind to our drivers here in this finale today, for the most part. Unless you're Doug Barrow, apparently. But really, really tough situation for Doug. But Doug is absolutely sending it. He is taking time off the leader Piggums here. Final lap, ladies and gentlemen. TPC Piggums going to come around in the lead. This is our white flag as we're coming around here right now. And it is going to be very, very close on this white flag, folks. We're talking seconds. And all 5 of our drivers just make it through at the buzzer here. So battle for that top 3 is far from over here. We're going to stick with Supra here, as he's going to be the first driver to finish this race officially here. He is going to finish 6th overall, and that will be 6th for his division in the Pro Division as well. So great job there by Supra. And you can see Trone Colby gave him a fight at the end of this race here. Trone Colby's going to come across first place for the pro or amateur side of things. Great job to Trone, and a championship secured for Trone Colby. So absolutely fantastic. Tap in 8th place, 750 coming around here right now. And that is going to give 750 second place overall for our amateur side here today. So a really, really great recovery drive by 750, as he didn't have the best race start here today, but he definitely pulled his socks up, got dialed in, and he's going to come out with a second place overall amateur finish here today. So great job by 750. And bar 27 looking like he's going to round out the field here for our amateur guys. So great job here for bar 27. Also a great recovery drive by bar 27. Congratulations to him. We got Magic Man 5500 coming around here right now as well. We definitely want to get back to that race lead here though. Doug has closed this up to less than a second on TPC's Piggums, but Doug is out of time. He has 2 corners left to try and get the job done. Mike trying to get the move done on Hairraiser in behind, and Sikkim just in behind. Piggums coming around the second last corner here in first place. 7/10 of a second. Doug is out of time. Doug is not going to be able to get this win from TPC Piggums. TPC Piggums is going to take our finale, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Piggums. Doug for a close second place finish. And oh, Hairraiser making contact with the wall in the final corner. Mike's going to take third place. Hairraiser with a devastating 4th place finish. And Sikkim here going to come around in 5th place. Oh my goodness. Fireworks at the end. Hairraiser had 3rd, lockdown. And Mike just stealing the position. Gonna follow that up with a third place finish. Oh, you hair raiser's got to be gutted. Hair raiser's got to be gutted right now. So congratulations to all the drivers. Wow, what a race! I'm sweating. That was intense. It was hard to follow. There was a lot going on. These guys put on. Oh, what a race today! Watkins Glen always provides great racing. It is such a fun, fast, rhythmic racetrack. And the Miatas seem to love this racetrack. It is designed for these cars, and boy, did these boys ever put on a show today. So, wow, to start with. Great job to all the drivers in the pro and the amateur side of things today. It was a little crazy race. There was position swapping all race long. And congratulations to every single individual driver. Stay tuned, folks. Don't run away. We're going to go and jump into the podium interviews, and we're going to talk to a couple of these drivers and get their thoughts on the race today. Get some congratulations out, and see where everything sits when the dust settles from there. So bear with me. We're just going to send you over to an intermission screen, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see there on the screen, we are with the guys in the chat here. So we are going to jump straight to the amateur division right off the bat here, and we're going to go to our third place finisher, 750. Now, we don't know exactly what happened to 750 right at the beginning of the race. We do know that he had a spin or some kind of incident that set him a little bit back at the pack, but he really just kind of put his nose down. He grabbed that steering wheel, he put the gas pedal down, and recovered all the way back to finish third overall in the finale night here tonight for himself, and of course grabbed himself some great points in the championship standings coming into our final weekend here. So congratulations, great drive 750, and just tell us a little bit about your race today.
Well, thanks for congratulations. So to clarify, the first lap we were coming up, so I started 11th. I was coming up behind Barn Tap, just out of the like the double chicane, and next thing I thought I was about to hit Bar. Just whatever way I got up the side, I thought I had the room, and next thing my screen, it looked like it glitched over, and that just put me off. So it did, and oh, after that the penalties galore started to come in as well. I was just like, at that point I actually wanted to quit, and I said, nope, just keep going. I'll catch up. I have to beat Bar. That was my target, because I thought he was going to be getting away from everybody, and I was actually surprised to think it was on third. There he was. He must have had a spin or something as well, and then we had a wee bit of a battle, and I want to say on that hairpin, I actually thought Bar should have been keeping the place, but I appreciate that he waited. I think that was my fault, not his, so a big appreciation shout out to Bar on that. But yeah, overall, difficult race, like you mentioned, just head.
I think he lagged out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we may have lost our third place driver, 750 there. Now, 750 is always a pretty humble guy when it comes to his interviews. He's a straight shooter. He tells it as he sees it. And we do appreciate, the big shout out and respect to Bar 27. Oh, he's kind of coming back in here. Hold on. There it is.
There we go. Don't know what happened there.
All right. Well, nonetheless, man, you had a great recovery drive to come all the way from a spin early on. Of course, and we say it at the beginning of the broadcast when we see these incidents. It's always a long race. Hour-long race is a long time. It's a long time to make up positions. It's, long time to change your strategy if you need to in the pit lane. And you put your nose down, you stayed calm, you got back into that rhythm, and when you started putting down your laps, you found yourself into that podium position. So, a huge congratulations on a really great season. And how'd you feel about the Pro-Am split in the season this season?
I think it's a good idea, in honesty, because it kind of gives those that mightn't be as fast as the pro guys something to battle for. It does get a wee bit demoralizing at times whenever you're always further down the field. You kind of think to yourself, why bother? But having that there where you have the pro-am, it's definitely a great thing. Like, and this track was the perfect example. In the last two races, Bar and myself in the amateur side came in really hot, but here you could see the two of us struggling, and then it gave the likes of Happy Pappy, Type R, and Tyrone that they really pushed up in front of us. Simon had a 23-second lead over me, so if I had have been just racing to try and beat first place, it it wouldn't have had the same outcome. I don't think I would have pushed up the field as much because in this I still had that amateur championship to fight for. So I would say this is something that we definitely should carry on into the upcoming championships.
Absolutely, and again, just a really great job this season. 750 in the MX-5, and of course you have a round of racing next week in the GT3 finale. So focus has to shift now and start thinking about that series. But shout outs, my guy.
Um, just shout out to all the guys in the race tonight. Shout out to yourself for commentating. It's been a great championship. Doing the pro-am in it has been absolutely brilliant, and hopefully all of the viewers have enjoyed the racing that has been happening.
Absolutely, and I'm sure they definitely have. And again, just congratulations on a great race and of course a great series.
Thanks very much.
All right, we are going to move to our second place finisher, Type R. Now, Type R was chasing Tyrone Colby coming into their finale here today. He was 10 points behind. So Type R would have had to have finished first, and Tyrone would have had to basically finish at the end of the amateur division here today, I think, for him to lock that down. But still coming through with a super strong, consistent run here today with a second place finish in the standings. That should secure his second place overall for the championship. Congratulations, man. Great race. Unfortunately for you today, it looked like Tyrone Colby was just on a little bit of a different level than the rest of the amateur drivers here today. And he really just put down a fantastic race, I guess showing championship form. Which you expect to see out of a championship driver. So, huge drive for you today. What were you thinking coming into the race today, and how did it go for you today?
I was just thinking to myself, like, I'll try and stay with Tyrone as long as possible. I wanted to try and beat him on track, but then I realised after half a dozen laps that weren't happening. So I just settled back into my race and thought, well, second, if I can get second, that'll do. But congratulations to him. A well-deserved win, and shout out to all the blokes who've helped me. That's everybody, and special thanks to Doug, Bo, and Razor for helping me more.
Well, look at this guy go.
Driver.
He has got the interviews covered in one very quick, short statement there. Absolutely great stuff. I mean, you've looked good all season long. Yourself, like some of the amateur drivers, are definitely on the verge of kind of being in that next step in your pace and your racing. So, moving forward to a potential future amateur split, pro split type series again, is the focus going to be on trying to make that pro division?
Yep. Trying to make that pro division, trying to get better, and I'm getting better all the time thanks to these guys. They're all good racers, and I'd just like to shout out to my special mate, Pappy, who's my teammate. Well done, man.
And absolutely, Pappy had yet another fantastic race here again today, and we were talking about most improved drivers this season, and Happy Pappy is also one of those drivers definitely on the top of the discussion list as far as drivers' improvement as the season has gone on, and of course compared to last season. So we love to see the camaraderie between the drivers and that family vibe, and that's what makes this racing so good here at the GTRC. But we are definitely going to go and give the moment to where the moment's deserved here for our amateur champion here today, Tron Colby. I mean, congratulations, my man. You had an absolutely beautiful race here today. You were putting a lot of pressure on some of these pro drivers for the majority of the race. You had an absolutely fantastic, about three-quarter race long battle with Sikkim. What were you feeling coming in today? And mission accomplished, my man. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. My race went better than I expected. I can't, say more. Yeah, I was really nervous, but managed to pull through.
And you had a great qualifying. You had a good race start, and like I said, running around the track all day long, putting a ton of pressure on some of these pro drivers, making them pro drivers really sweat. So you knew you had a 10-point lead coming in today. Does that help kind of back some of the pressure off coming into a final race like that when you know you've got a really good points lead?
Not necessarily, because anything could happen. I could have been disconnected. It could have been all over with. So I had to, make sure I maintained the gap in the points in this race.
Absolutely, and much like the question I just asked Type R, I mean, you are most certainly on the cusp of that pro tier division pace. Is that your goal moving into next set of seasons coming here from the GTRC, is to be up there in the pro side of things, running with those big guys week in and week out?
Oh, most definitely. I feel that I'm getting closer to him. I had a good battle with Super towards the end. I was trying to psych him out and make him mess up, but unfortunately, that didn't work. But I'm happy to come in the place that I came in.
Absolutely, my man, and I'm thrilled for you. You are most certainly one of the drivers in that topic, that best most improved driver topic discussion this season as well. And as far as I'm concerned, potentially the most improved driver this season. The improvement that I've watched come out of you over the last 9-10 weeks has just been absolutely phenomenal. It seems like every race you find another half second in that pace, and it's just really fun to watch. So whatever your practice regiment is, whatever it is you're doing, whoever it is that you're working with, keep doing what you're doing, because your racing caliber is just absolutely finding its way to a whole new level.
Thank you.
I mean, congratulations. How do you feel? I mean, you get to put that star on your car, and you get a star on the car now. And I know to you guys that means a ton. That means a ton over here at the GTRC to get that star on your car for next season. So is that the main goal here, was to get that star on the car so the boys know that, hey, I'm a champion here too now?
Yeah, most definitely. So maybe one day I'll chase down the big boys to get a star.
Absolutely. And I mean, seriously, pro division, look out for Tron Colby. He's definitely going to be sitting there rubbing door handles with you guys next season. We can't wait to see it. So, I mean, you still got one more race yet here for the GT3 Championship, of course, moving next week as well. Big race. You're doing pretty well in that series as well. So, enjoy the moment. Definitely, it's a big moment. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. But refocus definitely needing to find its way soon so you can be ready for your finale next weekend as well. So congratulations, man. Huge championship for you. Our amateur division champion, ladies and gentlemen, Tron Colby. Round of applause up in the chat for this man. He drove his butt off all season long. It was very well earned, and You should be smiling right now, my man. Be proud of yourself because you had an absolutely great season.
Thank you. I am.
And of course your shoutouts. I've got to give the champion his shoutouts.
Ah, shout outs to the slave for putting everything together. Shout out to Doug for helping me gain a second faster before today's race. Shout out, and also shout out to my wife at the for giving me the fan because my PS5 was getting too hot, get ready to shut down on me during qualifying. So I'm glad. Shout out to everybody.
Hey, look at that. See, key moments, ladies and gentlemen, in racing. The equipment was getting hot. Wife came in, saved the day. Husband becomes a champion. He can't ask for a better ending than that, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome stuff. Huge congratulations, Trone, and look forward to seeing what you got next week for some GT3s.
All right, thank you.
So now to our pro guys, and these guys stole the show today. The pro drivers absolutely put a clinic on how you race around Watkins Glen today. What a great job by all the drivers, pro and amateur alike, but these guys absolutely made the commentator, the viewers out there on the edge of their seats, everybody was sweating. So we're going to start with our third place finisher, and what a crazy way to end the season here at the MX-5s. Mike and Hairraiser battling it out coming into the final corner. Hairraiser catches that wall, comes off it a little bit, losing that speed, and that was just enough for Mike to get third place out from underneath him. So huge congratulations, man. You needed that position, obviously, due to chasing the guys up front in the standings. So a good, solid podium finish here for you today. You were patient. You were right there with those guys all race long. Definitely had a shot at the win. Talk us through it, man.
Yeah, just had to make an improvement from the last outing. That was kind of a terrible race for me. But yeah, it was a good close race. Everybody was well behaved. That's it really, I think. But shame for Razor, that last corner incident. Just one of them things, I suppose. But yeah, quite pleased to get the third place and able to keep up Doug and Pickens this week.
Well, absolutely, and I mean the four of you, and for quite some time actually, the six of you with Supra and Tap was at the back end of that battle for quite some time too. But just the skill that the four drivers have, you guys running up front, displayed basically the whole race, being able to drive nose to tail like that in these Miatas, of course, is not easy. We know that dirty air is huge in these cars, and we also know that slipstream does make actually quite a big difference in these cars. So for you four drivers to be able to handle it as well as you did, even with the odd time a guy making a little slip up or mistake in front of a couple of drivers, you all handled it exactly like you'd expect on a racetrack. Quick reactions and everybody getting through safe and sound, and just providing an absolutely great show for the fans as well. So yeah, no, it was really incredible to watch the four of you guys racing like that, pretty much nose and tail for the majority of the race. Now, pit strategy, did you stick to the strategy you came in with, or did you have to alter that strategy as the race went?
No, pretty much. The second one, I was going to stop the same lap as Razor, but I leaned off the fuel a little just to get that one extra lap. Thought it would help with the pit stop. Unfortunately, I did overfuel a little, but after the first two races actually running out the fuel basically on the line, I just wanted to make sure that I definitely had enough fuel to finish this time. But yeah, it was okay. It was good.
Absolutely, and again, I mean, obviously, the way you were hoping to finish it, grabbing that extra position to squeeze up at the third place, but I'm sure your competitor might feel a little differently about it at this time. But that's racing, ladies and gentlemen. All it takes is a split second error, and that can cost a driver a position all day long. So, unfortunately, the case here today. But again, fortunate for Mike, grabbing some good points there. It's going to change the standings a little bit, but I don't think it's going to change it enough for any of these drivers to leapfrog each other. So, what we've seen at the beginning of the broadcast, I think, is how we're going to see our standings finish out as far as the top end of the standings goes anyways, once everything's made official, of course, by the GTRC staff and stewards and officials and all the amazing folks behind the scenes that keep these things going. But huge race for you. You're looking really good. And did you enjoy the pro and the amateur split in this as well?
I did. It definitely brings something to them for the guys. It's not quite so quick. It is, as Carl said earlier, it's good to have something to fight for. So everyone throughout the whole field has got, a goal. They've always got somebody to race with.
Absolutely, and we could tell, ladies and gentlemen, that the viewers themselves do enjoy it as well. So I think we're on a double thumbs up on the pro and the AM split divisions here at the GTRC for sure. So great job by the staff to come up with the idea, of course, with the community and put it together, and very successful in my opinion, I think. So shout outs, my friend.
Yes, shout out to everybody for organising this fantastic league. It's very good, and thanks.
And I mean, cheers, huge congratulations, great run for you this season in the mini series. And are you running GT3 next weekend?
No, I'm not.
No, all right.
I will be watching, so I will be watching.
So there we go. We'll have him there cheering his favorite boys on in the chat, and of course he'll be ready for the next set of championships to come up for registration, I'm sure. So huge congratulations. It's been a pleasure watching you this season, and can't wait till see what you got for us next season.
Thanks very much.
All right, so let's head down to our second place finisher, Doug Barrow, and this man's probably a little bit gutted right now, probably a little heartbroken. Darn penalties with 3 laps remaining in the race. They're really just putting Doug kind of on the back foot there, forcing him to really full send the last couple laps of that race to try and catch Piggums, and great effort, but nonetheless just finishing behind TPC's Piggums here today, but still going to secure that championship here, of course, for the pro division. So another championship, Doug. Congratulations, and how you feeling, man?
Good, yeah. Bit, as you said, a bit gutted. I ballsed it up at the end. Was it 2 or 3 laps to go? Picks up 2 penalties again. I had another lap of fuel in me, so I think if we'd gone another lap, I could have got right up on him and made something at the end. But it was just, it's one of those things that happens. Lead the race almost the whole way and blow it in the last 3 laps is, one of those things.
I mean, you knew you had a 9-point gap advantage over Hair Razor coming into the race today. Now, also knowing that Hair Razor is a formidable opponent and can very easily take that race win today, but knowing that you have to finish like 3 spots behind him, does that give you some form of comfort when you're coming into a final race like this?
Not on this one. If it had been two races to go, or one more after this, yeah, it would have. I would have been thinking more about it and thinking I don't have to push too hard. But this was the last race of the season. I wanted to win it, and I feel, although I was taking it easy for most of the race, I was defending in the right places and managing to hold the positions and that lot. So I feel if I hadn't got those 2 penalties, which was 1.5 seconds, was immense. It's a massive penalty with such a short time of the race to go. I think I could have kept it, but really wanted to win that one. So no, all the pressure was still on, and it just went wrong.
And I mean, still second place finish, and I mean, really, we didn't see a lot of mistakes out of you today. We've seen you, get the back end a little bit loose around a couple corners, but we also know you kind of like to drive the car like that around here as well. So maybe not necessarily as much a mistake as the viewers may have seemed, or myself, but it was almost a perfect race. I mean, just crucial moments of the race, and unfortunately, the penalty just kind of nipped you in the butt here on this one, but still securing that championship. So another star on the car for you, and I know that was definitely, I know that's your motivation, as we talk about it quite a bit, and you want to get another star on the car. So you get another star on the car. So how does that feel?
Well, I told Razor the other week he wasn't having it. I didn't want to make myself out to be a liar. So yeah, another star on the car. Properly happy with that. That was the goal for this season, for this one make season. I seem to do better in the one makes than I do in the others, because if they nerf my car in the one make, they nerf everybody's car. So, it's one of those, I can't get caned by polyphony. So no, I like to, push hard, lead the race where I can. And yeah, the star is important. We all want that star. So yeah, it's all good.
Absolutely. And, just another great season by Doug Barrow. We're not surprised to see you fighting up top. We're used to seeing you fight up top, but, we're seeing a lot more competition coming into the series in the league now. We're seeing new drivers coming in on a daily basis here at the GTRC. We had a new driver on track today, very quick, fastest lap on track today, and the competition is definitely getting a lot stiffer here in the GTRC community. So your odds as you continue to move forward into the series are shrinking. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm loving racing with Pig. Didn't get the opportunity to race with Sikkim in this race, but I know he's quick. you know, he had a problem right at the beginning, but it was too late to pause the start of the race. He was PlayStation was pulsing. I don't know if that managed to sort itself out throughout the race, but you know, racing with Piggums, Razor, you know, Mike, all the boys at the top. I love it. I love the competition. I love that side by side racing. I love that. You know that they're not going to take you out with something stupid, and hopefully they know the same from me. So it just makes for that you can trust the person next to you. You can have a brilliant race, and you can do all this side by side stuff without losing too much time, and it just makes the race a load more fun. You know, so I love having the faster boys in, and not saying the other boys aren't fast, but you know, I work with the slower guys to bring their pace up. If any of the faster guys have any issues and I don't feel I've got an issue there, I'll give some advice. Hopefully, if they're doing better than me in certain places, they'll give me some advice. But it's, you know, we try to be a friendly, helpful community and just try and get everybody up. So yeah, love it. Love the faster drivers in. It's more people to learn from, more people to help, and you know, it's brilliant. I love it.
Absolutely, and very well said. And shoutouts.
Obviously to Pig and Mike. Well done for Mike for, I believe it's his first podium. I think he's missed out on a couple by running out of fuel, but I believe that was his first podium, so well done to Mike. Well done to the Am boys for their race. From what I've heard, it was a good one. You know, thanks to yourself for streaming and commentating, and you know, thanks to GT45 Gaming for their support. And yeah, thanks to everyone.
Hey, absolutely, and cheers. And you know, another great season, Doug. So congratulations, and can't wait to see what you got for next week's GT3. We got a big 90-minute one coming up, and I know you're probably not looking forward to it because of the nerfed race car, but you got to reshift that focus now and start locking into that series to come out as strong as you can. So good luck for next weekend as well.
What I've got for that one, not a lot, but I'll give it my best.
Is Piggum still in the chat?
I hope so. I think so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right, so we're going to move over to our race winner here
congratulations,
for
man.
today, and TPC Piggums. And unfortunately for us, we missed a portion of Piggums' race because he was, you know, just invisible on the racetrack. So, but he was about where we figured he was, and comes out on top today. So, absolutely amazing battling right from the race start right to the race end for you. I mean, you were never not kind of really defending or playing offense. It seemed like the whole race. Talk us through it, man.
That was an interesting one actually. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Had a little bit of bad luck there. I can't even remember what lap it was on now. I got bumped there and ended up behind a little bit, but after that I had to push a little change of strategy. I was gonna try for a one stop originally, but I had to try to catch back up to the leaders and burn some fuel off. So changed that mid race and ended up working out.
Absolutely, and thankfully for us that your car sorted itself out, and we got to see the final stint action from you mixed in with that battle with those guys too, because it was very, very fantastic to watch. Now we were touching a little bit earlier in the broadcast about what it's like to drive nose to tail 4 or 5 deep like that with these Miatas, and you know, see you guys kind of acting like a snake in a sense, wiggling back and forth when you're kind of in the middle of each other. And we explained to the chat that that's just mainly because you guys are trying to maybe get a sight line on your braking point, get a little bit of clean air in the car. How much of a battle is it really to drive in a slipstream train like that in these Miatas?
Oh, it's definitely tricky, and this car's a little squirmy with the brakes too, so that doesn't help either. If you hit the brakes too hard, the rear end wants to dance around a little bit. But you're definitely right. You know, sometimes you're coming in and you're just trying to duck out a little bit just to get a view of your marker, see what's going on and stuff like that before you hit the braking zone. And it just helps a lot that you know these guys now and raced with them a bit. And the more you know them, the better you can drive like that.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys were putting on a clinic, especially at the beginning of the race there. I mean, it was just 2x2 battle, 4-way battle for the leads through the corners, through the bus stop. I mean, it didn't seem to matter where it was on the racetrack. You guys just seemed to make it work. But great racing. And when you seen Doug pick up the half-second penalty, you were probably thinking you were in pretty good shape. You knew you just had to stay close. But then what goes through your mind when you see another second get added on as he progresses through the lap there?
See, I didn't actually see the extra second get added on. I thought he only had got the half-second penalty until he actually started serving it, and he fell so far back, and I was like, what happened? But no, that definitely sucks. That was setting up for a really good finish there. That would have been a lot of fun. But, kind of wish he hadn't have got that actually. That would have made for a good finish to the race.
Well, I mean, he found a new gear in that Miata, that MX-5 after that. He shaved a 2-second gap off you to really almost be putting pressure on you at the start-finish line there. So potentially another lap there, and I think you would have had that battle.
Yeah, no, that he was pushing there at the end. That was just, I almost got caught a couple of times watching the gap instead of watching where I was going. I almost gave it back to him.
Yeah, well, I mean, great race, great finish. Every race we watch, you seem to be getting a little more comfortable. Like you said, you're getting a little more comfortable with the guys and driving around the guys in this particular series. So we're starting to see your true form really starting to come out of you in these races, and that strategy part of you that's really done well when you race. And I can't wait to see what you're going to bring to us next week in that GT3 championship, because you were running up those standings, and I know that this is probably a big race for you coming up next Saturday. So
Definitely, that's going to be a good one. That's a good track, and the car is good there, so hopefully I can give Bo a run for his money next week.
Hey, there we are. Boo Fushidara definitely in charge, large and in charge of that series. Obviously, he wrapping up that championship series over there, but Pigham's on the chase for a higher up finish in the standings, so could be interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully in the next full season I'll be able to see what I can do against him then.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, man. I mean, and you just show week in and week out. These guys got to be looking out for TPC Pighams in the review mirrors when the races are going on. So, Pot, another race win under the belt to the GTRCs are starting to come in handfuls here pretty soon for you. So, moving forward to future seasons, again, like I was saying to Doug, the competition seems to be getting much stiffer here in the community. Are you looking forward to that yourself?
Oh, most definitely, and Doug seems to be getting faster every week too. Because every time we race, when we get to use the same cars like this, when he's not in the PRs, he's always right there. So it's only going to get better and better.
Absolutely, and shoutouts.
Just to everybody that puts these on, and yourself, and all the people watching. Just thanks to everybody who makes these happen, because they're a lot of fun to race.
Absolutely, and cheers and congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and we're going to just jump back to Doug Burrow here real quick for just a second, ladies and gentlemen. We just want to talk with Doug for a second, as he is one of the head admins here at the GTRC. We just had this series end. We have a series ending here coming up next weekend. Big 90-minute endurance race for our finale for next weekend, so make sure to tune in, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys have in store coming for the viewers coming next season? Do you have any information you're willing to release at this point?
We're looking at the GR4s. We chucked out a few ideas to the community, put a vote out for what we thought would make the best 4 choices for the main event, and the votes went GR4. So we're looking at GR4. We're looking at bringing back teams, splitting AMs and pros onto a team, and see where that goes, because the team thing worked well when we did it before. So it'd be like a constructors or a model, and then you still have pros and AMs, so you still be fighting for your singular championships. Hopefully that's the plan if we get enough people in, and have a manufacturers championship or a model championship. We're not sure which way we're going with that yet. So yeah, and then a couple of special events between the end of next week and the start of the next season, which I'm not 100% sure on the start date. But keep an ear out for the start date, keep an ear out for the special events, and it'll be a cracker. It'll be a good laugh. Should be fun.
Absolutely.
We'll probably have some one makes chucked in the middle, some road cars, maybe some higher end race cars. We'll see what it comes to. But I mean, in between the seasons last time, we did some Group B races. We did all sorts. So just for one-off events for fun, and they went down really well. So let's fingers crossed it happens again.
No, and I think it will. Like again, they're just a lot of fun. It keeps the drivers racing in the off season, and it gives some of the guys a chance that weren't in the series to get on track with the rest of the group as well. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a couple of series in the works, being planned. You heard it firsthand from the GTRC themselves. It is definitely going to be a Group 4 series. To what extent the series is not quite set in stone yet, but there is definitely some great potential for some multiple division there, some Pro-Am, some team constructor championships, like Doug said. So stay tuned to the socials, ladies and gentlemen. GTRC, YouTube, Facebook groups, the Discord server, and of course GT45 Gaming socials as well, as we are officially becoming the proud sponsor of them moving forward into the next season. So we will be providing, of course, what we always provide with our broadcasting, and we'll be providing prizes and awards for our drivers in the next coming championship series as well. So a little more incentive for the group, which is always fantastic. So huge shout out to the guys, all the drivers on track, all the staff behind the scenes. This doesn't happen without these guys, and thank you to all you guys, the viewers who come in and week out, show the love to the broadcast. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast out if you haven't already. A couple free things you can do to help the pages grow and get that reach. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet to that GTRC YouTube channel, make sure you do so on the way out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have an absolutely fantastic day.